Last year, I was honestly drowning in work. Huge and massive data sets kept coming at the same time. Some pipelines were heavily hard-coded, and fixing even small issues required tons of manual adjustments. On top of that, there were constant stakeholders requests and endless Excel files flying around. It was exhausting. But fast forward today, AI now handles a big chunk of those repetitive tasks for me. So if your daily work feels like this, flooded inbox, Excel files everywhere, endless menu updates, admin work eating your focus time, then this video is for you. In this video, I will show you how I use AI to save more than 10 hours of work every week, using practical examples from my real daily workflow that you can start applying immediately. And by the way, I will also share the prompts I use, so you can copy, tweak, and use them yourself. The link is in the description if you want them. Because honestly, the goal is not to work faster, it's to stop wasting time on work that shouldn't require your brain in the first place. One thing I've noticed from colleagues around me is this. Many people don't use AI daily not because they don't know how, but because it hasn't become a habit yet. This is especially true for people in mid-senior roles. They are already good at what they do. They can write complex SQL, Python scripts, or build presentations quickly on their own. And that's exactly, they don't feel urgency to change. But if your goal is to free up mental space and spend more time on meaningful work instead of repetitive tasks, then the real shift is not technical, it's a mindset shift. You need to be willing to hand over small tasks and accept a simple truth. AI is often better than us at routine work, and that's fine. Because the goal is not to prove you can do everything manually. The goal is to protect your attention from work that actually needs your thinking. Let's start simple, planning your day. Many people write to-do lists and start working from the top. Nothing wrong with that. But then suddenly someone messages you like, hey, can you give me an update on this project? And naturally you switch tasks, but every switch breaks your focus. Instead, I paste all my tasks into AI with context, like deadlines, dependencies, weekly objectives, urgency, required focus time, stakeholder impact. Then AI reorganizes priorities for me. So when random messages arrive, I know whether they truly deserve my attention or can wait. Unless, of course, the person is your boss. Another daily lifesaver, email summarization. I prefer using embedded AI tools like a Gemini or Copilot because I don't need to switch tabs, less friction, more focus. Whenever I receive a long email thread, I ask AI to extract purpose, requests, deadlines, required actions, and make sure the summary is concise and contains decision-relevant info. You can also clarify the format you want. Within seconds, I give a short summary I can scan quickly instead of reading several long paragraphs. The same idea works for long documents, meeting notes, or project specs. Just remember to AI not to invent information that isn't in the document. Now, imagine you have meetings and deep work planned. Remember your stakeholder Michael, you don't want to ghost him, but you also don't want to spend 20 minutes writing replies. So I let AI drop the responses. Help me drop the professional reply to this email. You need to clearly acknowledge the sender's message, respond to all questions or requests raised in the bullet points. If actions or deliverables are requested, confirm timelines or next steps. Keep your answers concise and complete and make sure the tone is professional and friendly. Avoid using any word too technical. But here's the important part. Always double check timelines before sending. You don't want to overpromise something you cannot deliver. AI writes fast, you are still responsible for delivery. Another huge time saver at work is data analysis. If you work in a big company, you know this pain. Tons of messy data sets, inconsistent formats, missing values, strange business logic, and everyone asking for insights yesterday. Traditionally, this work falls on data analysts or engineers writing long SQL queries and Python scripts to clean and explore data. But now, even people without deep technical background can do a big part of this with AI. Let me show you how I usually approach this at work. Very often, I receive data sets that I didn't build myself. Before even writing code, I upload a sample of the data set to AI and ask, explain what each column represents, and give a simple interpretation. I usually request the output in a table format, so it's easy to scan. In a few seconds, I understand what used to take 20 to 30 minutes of manual inspection. And this is extremely helpful when joining a new project or handling data created by another team. Next, instead of manually checking datasets, I ask AI to help identify missing values, suspicious numbers, unexpected categories, outliers, percentages of problematic records. Now, I immediately know whether the data is usable or it needs cleaning before analysis. This saves a huge amount of manual checking time. Sometimes the hardest part is not coding, it's knowing what questions to ask. So I let AI brainstorm analysis directions, like tell me 10 questions that can help me get insights into this data set and tell me why these questions are worth to be answered. Then I pick the most relevant ones and ask AI how to approach answering them. You can use prompt like this. Like I'm interested in questions 1, 3, and 5. Tell me which columns you will use and if the data is sufficient to answer these questions. If yes, tell me your answers and your reasoning process. This saves mental energy and speeds up exploration. And importantly, I can review the reasoning to make sure the conclusions make sense. Once insights appear, visualization usually follows. Instead of manually trying different chart types, I ask AI, tell me 5 things that are most valuable for you to perform data analysis. Explain to me why these are most valuable. Then decide which type of a graph is most proper for this purpose. Finally, generate the graphs for me. Then I just tweak visuals if necessary. Finally, AI can generate the first draft reports. In the prompt user here, I instruct AI to cover structure sections, charts, recommendations, and summaries. Also tell AI who your audience is if necessary. You don't want to confuse non-technical people with jargons. But let me be very clear here, never submit AI-generated report without reviewing it carefully. AI speeds up drafting, you remain responsible for correctness if you don't want to be fired. So far, we've talked about AI helping us finish tasks faster, but from my experience as data engineer, AI can do something even more valuable. It helps you build systems that run faster and are easier to maintain. Not just faster tasks, but better pipelines. In my workflow, I usually build pipelines myself first. Multiple Python scripts connected together, the output of one becomes the input of the next. Each script handles data preprocessing, transformation, and saving. My rule is simple. First, make it work, then make it better. Once the pipeline runs end-to-end correctly, I bring AI in to optimize it. Before optimization, code often works, but has problems. Too many loops, scattered logic, slow runtime, hard to maintain scripts. So I ask AI something like this. Optimize this code snippet. Your goal is to reduce loops and runtime, make it more vectorized and cleaner. Store the answer in a function so that it can be used repeatedly in the future. After optimization, the pipeline runs faster, functions become reusable, and the code base is easier to maintain. But the real benefit is not just performance improvement. I compare AI's optimized code with mine line by line. That's how I learn better patterns. Vectorization, modular design, cleaner logging, and error handling. Not copying, but real understanding. Another common scenario happens when stakeholders request new features. Maybe they want additional columns in the outputs, new calculation, or different aggregation logic. Instead of rewriting large parts of the pipeline, I now describe the requirement and provide AI with input schema, expected output, constraints, and where the module fits into the pipeline. AI generates a reusable module. It's like a function or a class that handles one responsibility, but I'm still the architect. My job becomes reviewing and integrate the module, making sure it fits existing logic, doesn't break dependency, and keeps outputs consistent. And honestly, this is how coding roles are evolving. Less time writing boilerplate code, more time understanding system and making integration decisions. And that's basically how I use AI to save more than 10 hours of work every week. I hope some of these ideas can help make your daily work easier as well. Personally, I don't think AI will replace our jobs. It will change how we work. If we keep learning how to use these tools well, AI simply frees us from repetitive work so we can spend more time on decisions, creativity, and meaningful problems. Our roles will evolve, and that's actually a good thing. So stay curious, keep learning, and I will see you in the next video.